Small huts are put out on the steep rice slopes. Good. She'll make this just for her own pleasure, or perhaps to sell to somebody else, and it's the characteristic female musical noise of the Kinabalu mountainside. Actually much more difficult to play than it looks. Men have another sort of musical instrument made of bamboo. It's a sort of bagpipe. It makes a noise rather like one. Various numbers of bamboos, usually 6 to 8, of different lengths, are stuck into a gourd, and the holes in the side make the notes.